Well, my first kiss went a little like this.
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 Okay. Well, my first kiss went a little bit like this.
My first kiss went something like this.
My first kiss goes a little like this.
My first kiss went a little like this.
The man was like, hey, can I kiss you? I was like, dude, you don't ask if you can kiss a girl. Awkward turtle. All his friends were in the room. I was like, I don't want to kiss you in front of all of them. So he made them leave the room, which is even more awkward. Parents were downstairs having Bible study. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious awkward. Just like sitting there on the couch and he's like, so, and then we kissed and his friends came back in the room and it was awkward. Not magical at all. During, I was like, I feel like this is not how a kiss is supposed to be. Felt like he was bad. Afterwards, I was just like, that was awkward. I don't want to do that again. Then we broke up.
How old were you when this happened?
12?
Oh.
Wow. Yeah, Vegas. It happens young.
Yep. I was a freshman in high school, and I was in a musical called Fiddler on the Roof. And there was this boy who was also in it, and he really loved musical theater, and we were both in the chorus. So we liked each other the entire time, all during rehearsals and all during practice, and then during the show. There's a tradition that the curtain drops and it goes completely black after everyone bows. And everyone just cheers like crazy and starts hugging each other because we're all done with the show. So all my friends told me that he was going to kiss me when the lights went out. And I was 15 and so excited and so nervous. We bow, the curtain drops, and I'm like, it's gonna happen, now it's gonna happen. And then the curtain bounced back up for a second bow, completely anticlimactic. And they never dropped the lights, and the lights never went out, and no one got to cheer, and no one got to hug or kiss. And it was a complete downer, and everyone knew it. Like, everyone knew that, he was gonna kiss me, but then he didn't get to. It's after the show now. And we're changing out of our costumes and taking our costumes back to the costume room. And it's 1 in the morning, and we're walking down this hallway of this theater building that was built in 1927. Super old, super beautiful architecture. And it was right outside the boys' bathroom, which is weird, but that's just where it was. He stopped me, and he was like, so, I have a question for you. And I said, yes. What is it? He said, well, I want to kiss you, but I want it to be right, and I want you to be my girlfriend. And I was like, of course! And then he kissed me, and it was nice. It was good. And then we kept walking down the hallway, and I was on like cloud 9. We only dated a week.
There was a lady from Bolivia, and apparently in Bolivia you have to kiss people on the cheek when you meet them. I was probably like 10 or 11, like I don't know, 50. They were aggressive with it too, like they kind of grab you and anyway. And I came in for the cheek, but she sort of like moved her face, and so I definitely kissed her on the lips. That was my first kiss.
I was about to turn 16, and my sister and my mom threw me a surprise birthday party, and this guy that I liked ended up coming. Towards the end of the night, we walked up the street to my house, or past my house, and I remember like sat on the curb and we're talking, and we were sitting in front of a stranger's house. I think I was probably really scared and nervous. I hadn't really talked to this guy a lot. We were acquaintances more, but I just thought he was really cute. Yeah, he just was like, is it okay if I kiss you? And I remember thinking like, yeah, okay. Not knowing what I was doing at all. And he just started like making out with me. I remember having like spit all over my face and it being really like sloppy, and now when I look back at it, it wasn't a very cute first kiss all, but I thought he was cute at the time, so yeah.
It was Christmas vacation, and my long distance boyfriend was visiting from Michigan, visiting my family in Minnesota. It was over New Year's. It snowed on New Year's Eve. So of course, we definitely like went out to take a walk in the snow. So we were walking down the street like hand in hand singing like Walking in a Winter Wonderland, you know, like super cheesy, but we were having a good time with it. And we walked to a park just not too far from my house. And we were just goofing off, being silly, and we walked under these like giant pine trees, and it was just like, then it started to like slow down, so it was just this really, really light snow. And then he kissed me, and it was just like perfect, like storybook, you know, like super ridiculous, but pretty great at the same time. Like, it was the last hour of 2011, you know, and it was like the best hour of the whole year. So, I mean, I really couldn't have asked for anything better.
I was a sophomore in high school. I had been dating this girl for 3 months, I think. And it was right after first period. I remember I usually walk her to her locker every day at the same time, same place. And I knew today was the day. I knew it. I was feeling it. I walked her. We had a little conversation, and I sent her away. And I was like, dang it. Shoot. So I called her again. I was like, hey, wait, come back. I have something to tell you. She's like, what? And I kissed her really quick, just a peck, and I turned around and walked away. I didn't say anything after. It was like, that was it. Went into class, gave my friend a high five. I was like, I kissed her. He's like, after 3 months, finally? I was like, yeah, I know. It was probably the most embarrassing. It was at school. People were watching. I heard she blushed after. She came to class with the brightest face ever. It wasn't until like after school that I connected back with her. But yeah, that was my first kiss.
It was 7th grade on a cool summer evening in the field across from my good friend's house. It was me with, you know, my normal gang of friends, which included boys, which at that time in 7th grade is like really awesome if you're hanging out with guys. This guy, I'll call him Sparty. He's Greek, and he had a unibrow. Not that I judge on appearances, but, you know, maybe I do. We never got along. So my friends and I are sitting there, and apparently he and I were the two people who were playing spin the football, so I kind of, you know, lose every time. You know, finally it was that moment. He was like, Alyssa, it's you and me. Okay, we got to do this. And I was like, okay. I was like kind of nervous, but I wasn't showing it at all, of course. And so, like, you know, you go in for the kiss, and it was just like kind of wet. A little like slimy, I don't know. I think it was his tongue that was in there somewhere. So then like we pull away, and he was like, wait, that was not okay. And I was like, was it really that bad? And he was like, yeah, I think we're gonna have to kiss again. I was like, oh, okay, I mean, we gotta, like, I have to practice this. And so, you know, there was a second kiss, and then he ran away, and I didn't talk to him for a while.
Okay, alright, so it was my second girlfriend. This was in 6th grade. At first it was pretty awkward because I kind of was anticipating it that day, and her friends were basically at recess. Her friends around like, kiss, 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 kiss. I'm like, okay, this is kind of awkward, and they're kind of pressuring us to kiss. Finally, we did. It was like a little cutesy little peck, and then like, okay, I'll be back. And I just went running around the playground the entire time, going crazy, like, oh my gosh, I got my first kiss. And then later on, it came back, and I was like, oh, can you kiss again? And got another little peck. I was like, oh my gosh, and went running around again. It was like super excited.
I was a junior in high school with my second girlfriend. You know, like those 11-11 moments and wishes. You're not supposed to say what your wish is, or else it won't come true. I asked her, "What was your wish?" She's like, "Oh, I can't tell you." And I was like, it was that cold cutesy, because we both knew what the wish was. I walked out to my car because I had to drive home, and it was raining, which was magical. I got really in for the hug, and she leans in for the kiss and kisses me, and I just went, whoa, that really just happened. I just got a kiss. Woohoo! And I drove home like extra fast because I was excited.
I was 14. I was sort of secretly dating this guy named Chris. I remember I was super nervous and I had no idea what to do or what it was going to feel like. And to this day, he still doesn't know that he was my first kiss, so I like to think that's a good thing.
It was last year, so I was 18 years old. It was with my boyfriend JD. Yeah, we were sitting on his couch. It was really late at night. Friends was probably on, and he was sitting with a pillow on his lap, and I was laying down with my head on the pillow, and I was dozing off, and every few seconds he'd like lean down and kiss either like my forehead or my cheek or my nose, and finally he just planted one right on me. And my eyes shot open and I look at him and I'm like, look at you. I think that was quite possibly the funniest thing I could have said in that moment. I got my first kiss half asleep without even moving my mouth at all. It took absolutely no effort on my part. So, I mean, that took the pressure off a little bit.
After that happened, we started hanging out more at school. And I felt like this guy really likes me and like wanting to become boyfriend and girlfriend, and that never happened. If I could go back, probably would like my first kiss to be not that. Something later when I was more, when I knew who I knew who I was more and like what I deserved in a relationship, and just waited more for a guy who would really respect me and like value who I was and like getting to know me.
Like things just work really, really well, you know, and someone who you're compatible with in so many ways and who understands you in a way that like you never thought someone else would, is everything you're looking for and more.
I think trust is definitely like the most important thing, because if you do not trust someone, well, like you need to know that you can trust someone. Mm-hmm. And like if there's any kind of like, no, maybe I shouldn't trust this person, then you shouldn't trust them. If you like get any kind of inclination that someone's not to be trusted, it's better to err on the side of caution than to just like give yourself up to them. Like if someone really cares about you, then they should be able to prove that you can trust them. So you should be, you know, and if they don't want to do that, then, you know, no. And like hit them or something, I don't know. Oh, no, wow. Don't be physically violent, that's bad. That's against the law. They'll take you to jail, kids.
I wish I would have had initiated it, but kiss, his first kiss, it's still awesome. I always hold that little special place in your heart, your first kiss.
I think that's what's important, when you're able to be around someone without kissing them and it's not awkward or you know, that uncomfortable silence. You're like, so those are the kisses that are usually the most enjoyable, or the ones that you don't need. Mm-hmm. It can be embarrassing when you have to tell people you haven't had your first kiss. I know for me it was when I was 14, and that's like a baby. It'll happen when it's right, and I feel like the longer you wait, the better chance you have of experiencing it with someone who will truly value the fact that they get your first kiss.